Why are you barking? Huh? Why are you barking? Oh, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I heard such a frivolous allegation. Mm, like just now. Because I'm up getting ready, right? And y'all know when I hear something, I'm like, I gotta go live. Good morning, everybody. And it is very troublesome and bothersome. So I was on listening to Bookum's live for a minute. I usually fast forward past the part that I just don't want to hear because I can read myself and understand what's going on. So he tells his community that you guys have to read to understand. Not only that, if you don't read it to understand it about the situation that occurred within the BOP officers in R. Kelly and the leaking of his information and the BOP officer who abruptly just vanished, retired, took a pension and left, and information ended up falling inside of Tasha's K hand where she started to release and rebuttal a lot of hearsay, claiming that she has this information and she has that information, which also led to the R. Kelly rebuttaling to the public himself, telling you people that, his ex friend, female friend, Azrael, got upset on the premises of some things that she had also heard. And we all, well, to my understanding, that led to her getting, upset because he wasn't allegedly going to pick her as the number one, like the wifey. If you guys remember, Azrael dropped a song about the wifey. You remember that song? Yeah. But Tasha K released these things about her getting information not only from the BOP officer, but also from Timothy Savage and also an Angelo Clary, right? This is information that, listen, that Tasha K was able to pull out of Angelo Clary, whom Bookum was close to as well. Why come he couldn't get that information to be able to go down and prove his point on how his alleged Baltimore friend, right, did X, Y, and Z towards R. Kelly. How come he couldn't get that information to prove that Angelo Clary was this such a type of person? These are just the questions that I ask myself. But he showed you how close that he was with Angelo Clary. But okay, but anywho, right? Tashke got this information. But he's saying that, everybody, if you read to do the understanding, well, go back, like I said, and listen to the argument where Jennifer Bonjean also released that information in front of the Supreme Judges. And technically, they weren't trying to hear it. They kept over talking her or questioning her, throwing her off of her game with some damn questions about who did it and what for. But she brought up the fact. Jennifer Bonjean explained it perfectly well as to in her lawsuit against the Tasha K and the BOP officers that this happened to him, and they feel that it was unconstitutional and a violation of her client's right. He had privileges of being protected on the level of communicating with his attorneys and anybody else there, to say that furthermore, without someone secretly stealing all of his information and passing it on, whether if they did it for a resale or whatever the case may be. Now, right now, the situation is occurring where we have this big fight about this, and the lawsuit was dismissed momentarily until R. Kelly's attorney came back to say, hey, this happened, and we want to have the opportunity to reopen this, reestablish it back on the docket, and bada boom, bada bang. Okay, so there it is. The lawsuit has been reversed, and they have a hearing coming up soon on that situation. That's going to occur, right? However, I'm listening to, once again, where these people, put this, tell the public out here on who don't know what, and they're the smartest brains out here. However, this is just the limit, of where they can go with the information is rebuttaling back in their own different form of what was said coming from the actual horse's mouth. Jennifer Bonjean, she also brought this argument up, explaining to the Supreme Judge up there on how she felt, also citing a case where this was something that was illegal to do, but it was only touched on for a minute. We have to keep in mind that she had 5-7 minutes on a 3-4 year or so of gathering of information and fighting a freaking case. That's just not enough time. Now, Lady D called in, and I listened to her. She was dead on point about one thing, right? And as far as how Jennifer Bonjean came in, the timing that she came in on, and how much time did she have to prepare on knowing some of the things that she knows. Well, it was just preponderance. So she stuck with what was illegally done to R. Kelly. She stuck to the law, mostly. She touched on some of the things about some of the females that was listed in there 20, 15, or 30 goddamn years ago, right? Okay, fine. Let's fast forward, though, because I'm not going to be here long, because I'm getting ready to go. So, as I'm listening to him, Bookum, a.k.a. Dana J., in the middle of the discussion, which I'm sure Lady D eyebrows had to raise up to hear, like, huh? Like, when did we get on this momentum? What happened? Gravity just pushed you to this type of question, which was basically about Lily. He just, in the middle of the conversation, blurted out, well, how do you, did Lily ever apologize to you? I'm not aware and don't give a fuck about what happened with a Lady D and a damn Lily, right? But what I can tell you is that I've met her. Seems pretty freaking normal to me. Seems to me that she actually laid everything on the freaking table about her relationship with the R. Kelly. Now, it is solely up to the person to want to accept or believe the character and the things coming out of that character's mouth to either want to deal with them or not, right? Apparently, Lady D made that decision. Like I say, I don't know what the hell went on with them and don't give a fuck. But I actually met her. Everybody had became knowing out here that Lily uh, was involved with R. Kelly. She traveled with him. She helped get clothes. She helped did this. She helped cook. She helped saw to the some of the females that were up in there. Now, from what I do know, her story actually does collaborate with the allegations or the figurative name of what the prosecutors also laid on R. Kelly's paperwork that he had handlers. Okay, R. Kelly's defense came to say that everybody pretty much have handlers. With that type of level of being a superstar or whatever, there's always going to be some people around, whether you want to give them a specific name or whatever. And yeah, they tote my bags. They do this. Jennifer Bonjean even gave an example of, of what her interpretations of being a handler job is according to the level of the superstar. You're going to have magnitude of people around you, right? So, sorry, I had a phone call. So, she's arguing that. She's arguing Jennifer Bunjean, and I'm sure the other attorneys has been arguing till the hair turned blue, trying to separate how the prosecutor is defining what handlers are, right? Okay, so in the title, you guys can go and check it out for yourselves at timestamp 1 hour point 22, I think 40 seconds or so. So he asked Lady D abruptly, well, did Lily ever apologize to you? Now I'm saying to myself, here we go again, where people really try to diffuse, calm things down, stop the attack, stop the finger pointing and all that stuff, because it's not going to do any good right now. It's not going to do any good. Now, Lily came out, told everybody about her interrogations. She doesn't have a squeaky clean past, but is that something that you still judge a person on? Because if you do, then you might as well judge an R. Kelly or judge a P. Diddy or judge a Jay-Z or judge a Mal. Because R. Kelly does have a past. Let's keep that clear. Back in 2008, not only that, he was also arrested for whatever shit in, I think, Detroit or something like that or whatever. There's a past to us all. But yet, us people who likes to be hot-mouthed and mouth it off are so quick to freaking judge others. And it's just insane. And it's never going to stop until R. Kelly is finally released from prison. Yeah, that's pretty much when things will settle down. But he says at 1.22, has Lily um, ever apologized to you? Now, first question that I asked was, well, is that any goddamn business of his? No, it wasn't. That situation, whatever it was, occurred between Lily and Lady D, and he had to go stick his fat ass nose in it like he needed to know Lady D's rebuttal or reply to what had happened. What he was hoping is that probably Lady D would go more in depth with it so that it can turn up the heat out here and they can probably drag Lily back out here to defend herself or whatever. But from what I've seen out of Lily, she refused to do so with anything. I watched Lily come out. I watched Lily go on several of platforms talking to several people, and he happened to be one of them. He does. He did. But I think this is just my opinion, right? My personal opinion that because of the closeness that Lily had with R. Kelly over a book, and whether if he had any ties or closeness to him, then oh well, I think that there was a form of jealousy with that, because Lily would be able to actually tell you exactly what what happened and how it happened in that time, because she was there and he was not there. But people choose to believe someone who can perpetuate or perpetrate the situation to make you feel as if this person was there. And kudos to him, but not not no, it just doesn't happen up here in this brain, and it is what it is. But he asked her, did Lily ever apologize to you? And I was in the kitchen because I'm making me some cornbread right quick, right? So she, I'm like, what the fuck is that your damn business? That's not even his business, but he wanted it to be his business. Now, after that, and Lady D got into about maybe a 2 minute rebuttal, if that, maybe a minute and 30 seconds, that, she's just not willing to go back there, and she talked to her or whatever. They was transparent, 3 times, and she just didn't feel something was sitting right with Lily on those premises, right? So she rather them to just not have a conversation and bygones be God bygones. Wasn't good enough for Bookum, right? To just say, oh, okay, well, I understand. You want to talk about a fucked up dialogue that he just put out at 1 hour and 22.40. That was really hideous. But that's the type of character that I've learned that he has. So that explanation of what Lady D put out wasn't satisfactory to him, right? He had to go a little bit further and goes, well, yeah. Now, it gets quite interesting right here. So pay attention to what I'm about to say to you guys, right? So now that I'm got my batter in the hot pan, because I throw it in the oven, right, and sit here for 20 minutes to talk to you guys that is here on the live, right, and I appreciate that. So hit the freaking like button, right? So he says to her, well, because I need y'all to pay attention. See, when you know and study psychology, you can be slow to speak and quick to listen. Because if you have it in that order, you're going to hear some things. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, carry on. My ears glued in, right? Because when R. Kelly left, when R. Kelly would leave, I'm going to take y'all somewhere, right? Lily would be up in there freaky deaking all over the females. Now keep in mind that, yes, Azrael did come out and state something about, well, Lily. And if I'm wrong about Azrael, then I'm sorry, apologize. But I could be almost sure, like 99, that it was her, right? Okay. But he said that when R. Kelly leaves, when he's not there, that this is the action that Lily has. First of all, to know that to be true, you would have to be there. What room was it in? Oh, my hair. I gotta go comb my hair. What room was it in? What were they wearing? What time did this happen? What day was this on? Because he probably can't deliver you guys that information. If he can't deliver you that information and it's totally fact, then you best to believe that this is some shit that he done heard and decide to extend it out of the crack of his ass. Period. And I'm not here to defend a Lily, because Lily does well defending her goddamn self. Let's get that straight. But who says that type of shit? Did you hear what I said? He said that when R. Kelly leaves, I don't even know how he would know that for a fact, to present that, to utter that to his people out in this public social media world. I don't understand that. Do you not know that what you're saying also collaborates, dummy, with the context of what the prosecutors are saying, you big dummy? When R. Kelly leaves. So do you see how easy it is that the prosecutors can continue to add on and strengthen their story because of people who wants to talk and hear themselves talking and not even thinking above the goddamn surface level of how you can continue to hurt that man? They just don't get it. So if you're saying that this went down in R. Kelly's home, Who does the responsibility of that fall on? This just like the story that he was trying to present to the people the other day about this person who is having the gambling situation going on in his home, where someone leaves the home or whatever and probably dropped a dime into the government ear, the feds or whatever ear, right? And then all of a sudden, a whole goddamn what do you call that paperwork, indictment starts to trigger up where they come in there. They don't give a fuck about the other people that was in there putting 100,000 on a table or 20,000 in a crap game. They coming after the person who allowed this operation to happen. When I tell you that it's always an intellect, wanna be super smart ass nigga, usually is the dumbest nigga in the world. Trust me. But see, he didn't think to that level. Only people that are dumb and stupid and can't equate and retain freaking knowledge or think above the surface level are the dummies. Why would you say it? Why would you say it? That's not even what your topic was about, bro. You couldn't even stick to the topic because you're so anxious to be moving all over. You want to get everything in. Everything in. Now, by you stating that, and Lily has been through her interrogation. She's told you that she's been to jail. She's done this. She's done some things that she does not, that she just did not like, that ended up turning her life probably into a different direction of what she expected it to be. Right? But you set your ass up there, boy, and go talk about some, well, this is what happened when R. Kelly leaves his home. Now you'll probably come back and say, well, yeah, well, R. Kelly had no known fact, no knowings of these doings and all of this stuff. You'll probably come back and say that when all you have to do is just shut the fuck up. But you can't. You want to run content and keep developing and fabricating all of these stories that you actually don't have 100% proof on. You don't. And that's just ridiculous and insane for you to do. It is. It is. What do you want? A rebuttal from Lily now? Is that what you want? You want her to come out here and tell you, hell, she said that she slept with girls. Well, what's the damn big secret? But that's also the narrative from the prosecutors too. And you can't even tuck that under your fucking fupa and just let it rest. You can't do that. You just got to keep exposing shit like that that has R. Kelly entangled into some of it, a little bit here, a little bit there, and a little bit over there. And you can't help it. It wasn't Lily home, was it? No. 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 Wasn't Azrael in them home, was it? No. Wasn't Joy? No. It was R. Kelly's home. And if you're going to say that this type of action, interaction, went on behind his walls, up underneath his roof, then you might as well say what I'm just saying to you. Yeah. Not because, oh, he didn't know anything about it. I'm like, boy, are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? They just won't shut the fuck up. Mm-mm. No. So then he goes on. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to go. But let me check my cornbread right quick. just in time, nice and golden and brown. So then he goes on to talk about situation about money that was given to a particular person, which was rated R. And I've said this from day one. For those people that gave money for a particular person to do something, right? Because this is all our culture can do is just talk about it. We'll talk about it as culture, right? We don't do pretty much about it. And sometimes, we make a decision whether if the situation is even worth dealing with. So I guess sharing the information satisfies a person when they do some things and it doesn't go their way. Just share it. It'd be okay. I was like, well, okay, if a person felt that they were done wrong and you help that person out or whatever and you're not satisfied with it, how come that person go sue the person? Go file your lawsuit. Go get your money back. But when you see these people come out to say, well, well, this person didn't do this, what does it do? Create propaganda, create arguments, create this, and it's just back and forth. I could tell you this, had, if it was me, had I sent rated R $200 or whatever, it wouldn't be out here on the internet. I'm taking rated R down there to small claims court to retrieve my money back. And it's nobody's business about that. Yeah, I would be upset. But, however, did those people reach back out and say, hey, okay, I would like to have a refund back? Or can you didn't stand on what you say that you were going to do. How come it didn't operate that in that manner first? No, they sent it over to the most devious, in my opinion, person on the freaking YouTube that can create propaganda and content in the blink of a fucking eye, and then he's on top of the world and everybody else is down here. I'm like, what? I'm wondering, hell, for that type of story, hell, and it was a money situation, and then sell your goddamn story. The fuck? You sell your story, get your money back. Hey, capitalize off that shit, but no, nobody. I'ma tell you what. Yeah, I'd have probably told him, hey, I got this information about this person doing this. But see, now he's exploiting that. And for him to exploit something behind my story, nigga, hey, give me $50. I approve, since the objective is now for Bookum to go after, and try to shame someone else, which was rated R. And then the person who donated the money to rated R got what out of it? What you get out of it? Nothing. Oh, my bad. Yeah, satisfaction because Bookum exposed something. And if you're okay with just him exposing and not leveling up on the game of receiving your money back, then I think that the person that gave him the money got to be the most craziest motherfucker ever. What the fuck? And it may be pennies. It may have been pennies. Okay, fine. Well, if you in your feelings on, okay, I gave $20 up, then carry your feelings on through. You want your $20 back. Then get that shit, sell the story to Bookum. Have them put it back, get your damn $20 back. You out the fucking game and you win. Motherfuckers don't know how to win at all. Boy, this is some crazy shit out here. Or, like I just said, the satisfactions came about because she shared the story. Maybe she feels satisfied now. Her story will probably help other millions of people about being so, being leery about donating money for an occasion or something. I don't know. Maybe so. Maybe so. But I don't know. Bookum, this is just weird because now you are exposing, or you continue to expose, this $1 million campaign or the $3 million and a 50 million and a this and that, and then you want to put your um, what is it, the dollar for the king on top of everything. But if you put them, yours and everybody else's, in a ball, it's all the same. Rub the ball. Everybody was trying to collect money on a different name, brand, to, I guess, it's what it said out here for R. Kelly's defense fund. So you said that the defense fund was something that Doug Anton approved or oversaw and had received the money. Now I'm trying to understand the difference between two, and I've pondered this. I've written it down. I got Sylvia name over here, infamous Sylvia, and I got Jennifer Bonjean over here, and then I got Doug Anton name over here. Then I got a Dana J, aka Bookum, on this side. Now Sylvia raised some money. Jennifer Bonjean comes out on her TikTok and explains that, hey, we can't receive money. Yeah, you got to do it. Greenberg came out and said, look, we can't, we can't do that. We can't start a money drive and organization or nothing like that. This has to fall on the people, right? And I'm going to tell you where I'm puzzled at with this shit. So, Jennifer Bonjean, standing behind what she believes is ethical and within what the law says, sends the money back to infamous Sylvia. Absolutely not. Don't want no part of it. But then over here, I'm looking at Doug Anton and attorney Doug Anton and the Bookum Drive, right? There is nothing said about Doug Anton sending any money back. And then you're saying that he is helping raise the money for R. Kelly's defense fund. I'm kind of fucked up and confused. Now, why wouldn't Jennifer Bonjean do the same thing as what Doug Anton did? Receive the money, send the money, or create where did the money go? You said the money went somewhere into some other or whatever type of fund or whatever. Well, how come that wasn't okay also with Jennifer Bonjean? I'm trying to understand this. But then you say that I think after the defense fund or the dollar for the king and all of that came about, and if it stood so strongly and it worked, why so abruptly that Doug Anton was not on the case anymore? I looked at the paperwork, and his name wasn't even on there no more as an attorney. Oh, is it because of Greenberg not being on there no more? Then Greenberg hired or brought in Doug Anton, and then they both fell off, and then nobody knows exactly where the money, from. Well, nobody knows where the money went allegedly from the Doug and the Dana J side, because Doug Anton went poof, you went poof, or was that money just collected for a promissory to Doug Anton to receive to say, hey, here's your money, you got paid, and R. Kelly never had to pay him because he said it was for his legal fees. I don't know how much was collected. No, I don't care. But what legal fees for what? Because what did he do? I'm just saying, what the fuck did he do? No, Dana, I didn't see him standing in court presiding. Litigating a case for R. Kelly. So I'm like, well, what the fuck did he do? When did he make an appearance? All I saw was a name on a piece of paper. I don't know. I just thought that was hilarious. So I'm just trying to literally understand the difference of Jennifer Bonjean not wanting, to be involved or nothing like that, because of course she's depending on her client to obviously pay her, which would make that ethical. That's my client is paying me. But over here, he didn't send no. Well, wasn't nothing out there about him sending no money back. He got all involved. It's sending postcards all across to Nigeria and Pakistania and thank you notes and everything. So was that unethical to do? Because if he's doing the footwork in that, then he definitely made himself part of something, whereas Jennifer Bonjean just did not want to be a part of that. Make you say, don't it? I don't know. And frankly, if you come back out woofing and growling and shit, I don't give a fuck. That's you just stating the obvious. is that you guys kind of think that people don't think and see things and hear things out here enough to where, okay, I have, what? I'm saying it became a really big thing. Yeah, a really, really big thing. And that's crazy. But as far as the lawsuit and what the motion said, I think that people should just sit and wait to see exactly what it is that Attorney Bo Brentley is going to do. We're so quick to talk about it, but we're slow at waiting on his action. You have to wait for him to put more footwork into it to see if that will prevail. For R. Kelly to be retried or obviously let go, maybe on house arrest or something for now. I don't know. But everybody got the answers. Y'all are too fun. I gotta go. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.